Hey guys, here we go into a video, and we're going to be talking about this clip here and how Keith Thurman learning to fight forwards and backwards, and the contrast between Manny Pacquiao learning to fight going forwards and backwards, and how Manny Pacquiao has success here, dropping Keith Thurman going backwards, as well as countering here, here, and here. And with all three of those punches, Keith Thurman kind of escapes the hook here. But Keith Thurman gets beat up going forward and backwards. And Manny Pacquiao beats Keith Thurman up going forwards and backwards. We're going to be taking a look at their heavy bag drills and analyzing them and kind of showing you where their theories kind of cross and why those successes happen and don't happen. So the first thing that we're going to take a look at, Keith Thurman put out this video. Now, first off, I want to say Keith Thurman is a avid Fouts boxing channel watcher. He recently did a video predicting some stuff on Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao, and he literally said exactly what my analysis of Errol Spence's offense was, how basic it was, how easy he can transform his punches from one punch to another punch for the left hand or whatever. But anyway, all the theories, all the things that he said about the fight came derived from my video, right? So I know he's a fan, so I know he's going to appreciate this video and how I might be able to help him. So here we go, Keith Thurman. Here he is doing some drills. I'm a big fan of drills and coming into contact with the bag. Number one, this bag is sitting still, right? That's a different kind of drill, right? Those kind of drills are for beginners. My personal boxing theory for the heavy bag is that only beginners hit motionless heavy bags, okay? When you're hitting a heavy bag and it's not moving, you're not practicing your boxing. You are practicing your striking, okay? That is not boxing. Okay? If you're boxing someone, they're moving around. If they're not moving around, that's not boxing, right? So we're going to talk about Keith Thurman's drill and how he talks about getting the bag going, and you want it to get a good swing, and then you're going to hit the bag when it moves into you here with the right hand as it's swinging this way. But then one of the other ideas is that you're using this to kind of slow the bag down or stop it after you boxed it into motion, right? And this is a very clever way for a very beginner to learn striking on the bag. I want to say a very beginner because only beginners want to hit bags that aren't moving. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. But one of the things that he gets wrong here, 100%, is about throwing the hook here, okay? Now, one of the things that he says that in order to throw the hook, when the bag is swinging this way, you don't throw the hand there. Now, here he is talking about you're going to catch the bag kind of in the middle, and you want to stop the bag, right? And keep the momentum from transferring so you can slow it down and then speed it back up again. Again, very clever for very beginners. As an expert level fighter, though, you're not going to want to slow the bag down. You're going to want to move with it. And again, that's what I'm going to demonstrate the flaw in Keith Thurman's theory and why he gets dropped in that clip and Manny Pacquiao doesn't. So one thing that he gets wrong, okay, is here he's going to be saying that you don't want to be throwing the hook. Where is he going to say that? That when the bag is coming this way, you only want to be throwing the right hand. And if you want to throw the hook, right, here he is saying throw the right hand. Excellent, right? He's 100% correct about this, okay? Now, this is going to give you a lot of impact. Now, you are going to want to put a lot of power into this punch, okay? This is going to be the way that you strengthen your kinetic chain, is hitting a bag that's moving, okay? It's going to add power to your routine or add power to your kinetic chain. It's not about you hitting the bag hard. It's about you using correct technique and allowing the bag to do the work for you, okay? Right? This is a tool. We work this bag, and we're going to allow that bag to put pressure on our kinetic chain. So he's absolutely correct about this. The part that he's missing, though, okay, is he says that you want to kind of circle around if you want to throw a hook as the bag is circling this way. Now, that's an interesting idea, right? It's a very interesting idea, but it kind of lays into the idea that there aren't other ways to set up the hook, or that rather on this motion, and I'm going to show you a pattern here, you guys, in a moment for fighting the heavy bag swinging in this direction as it swings this way and how you'll fight it. But what happens is he says that you want to move around, and that kind of breaks the rhythm and the pattern of what's going on with the bag when you get it going. Now, one of the things that he does mention back here somewhere in the beginning is that when the bag is moving, you don't want to chase it. And he's going to show what he demonstrates chasing the bag looks like. And I'm going to tell you guys why this is such a bad this part in particular is so poor, right? Well, number one, here, chasing the bag and finishing the shots, yada, yada, yada. But he says that you don't want to do that. You don't want to chase the bag. You want to wait for it to come back into you, right? And then you're going to catch it when it's in its center line so you can slow it down, right? And that's kind of his theory. Now, we're going to take a look at Manny Pacquiao and his heavy bag work. And what I want to kind of talk about is the difference between waiting for the bag, right? Because that's what Keith Thurman says, right? The bag will come into you and you'll generate power. But here's Manny Pacquiao, and here he is getting all his way to the front foot, and he's chased the bag all the way to the end, right? It's at its heaviest point right here. It's basically like almost all the weight is off the chain. All the weight is like right here, and he's still blasting it, chasing the bag, and he's chasing it with this punch, this right cross here, okay? This is very, very, very important, okay? Right cross, boom. Now, he's going to chase the bag again, boom, boom, boom. And then he's going to jump up, boom, pendulum step, right? See that little motion, that little skip in the air, that little shuffle? That's a pendulum step. And you use this motion as an aggressive fighter to chase your opponents down when they move away from you, okay? This is very, very, very important, okay? Now, what Keith Thurman is suggesting is that when you start punching at your opponent, you're going to get into this position, they're going to run away from you, and then you're just going to wait for them to come back to you so you can punch them really hard. And that's not the flow of a fight. That's not the way that a fight works. That's not the way that you want to be training, because it's going to give you bad habits, right? Now, what happens in this clip? Okay, well, we're going to take a look at Keith Thurman. He's going to be chasing Manny Pacquiao, okay? And look at this pendulum step, okay? This is the motion that Manny Pacquiao makes when he shoots his blasting off right cross to knock Keith Thurman down. But Keith Thurman does it with a little bit of a probe, right? But he doesn't really get a big pendulum step. He doesn't really get to make a lot of motion or cover a lot of distance. And he doesn't actually get to catch Manny Pacquiao. Now, Manny Pacquiao is moving away from the heavy bag, right? If Keith Thurman, in Keith Thurman's video, he describes your opponent as the heavy bag, right? Brilliant. That is exactly how you want to be thinking about the heavy bag as your opponent, but as a massive body, not just a target, right? But a bunch of mass that's moving around, and it's going to get into your square. It's going to get into your positions, right? Into the space that you occupy, and you have to move and fight around it. And Manny Pacquiao, as you can see, he fights going backwards, right? Boom, excellent counters, all that jazz. Real quick, let's just connect some dots real quick. Here's Manny Pacquiao practicing that motion, chasing the bag again, chasing it with the footwork, right? Look at him closing the distance. Boom, landing big punches. That's how it works in a fight. Now, when the heavy bag comes into you, you got to catch it. Here he is catching a pull counter. Boom, boom. Does that look familiar at all? It does, right? Here he is, boom, into pull counter, right? Landing that straight left hand into the hook. The motions are all very similar. And that's because Manny Pacquiao practices with the heavy bag moving into him like that he's able to get into the correct positions and manage his weight as the bag, Keith Thurman, moves into him, right? This is a very, very, very important idea. Now, also the idea that as you're punching and you're using your straight punches and you're feinting and you're probing and your opponent is getting feinted and moved off their line, right? You're going to shoot your straight punches, one, right? And they're going to move away, one, two. And then you have to chase the bag. You have to get it to the end of its rope, right? All the way on the edge. And then you chase it with that right hand, right? That right cross, boom. This is the exact punch that Manny Pacquiao is practicing in this clip here. Boom, boom, boom. Right hand to the body, jump forward with that right cross, drops Keith Thurman. This is directly translated into the fight. And this is because he's chasing the heavy bag. He's hitting a heavy bag that moves, that he has to move and continue chasing and transitioning his weight after to find it with that punch. Boom, boom. Keith Thurman avoided all of those punches, but not this one. Not the one that he gets to jump forward and control and pendulum step forward. Again, because he's hitting a moving target, right? Just like is prevalent in the ring and your actual fights, you're not hitting a standing target. Again, this is very, very, very important. Now, we're going to take a look at a couple of heavy bag drills that I posted. Well, number one, this one I posted on Patreon, and I may post this one with sound by itself on YouTube as well, but I'm just going to get the heavy bag started, just like Keith Thurman suggested. And I posted this video, I don't know, like 9 months ago or a year ago or something, back when I was at the City Boxing. But here you're going to get the bag going, and when the bag gets to the end of its rope, right, the end of its swing, very similar to what Manny Pacquiao is doing here, right? He gets it to the end of its swing, power shot, his final shot, and then moves off the line. End of its swing, bop, 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 bop. End of its swing, catch it, right? And that allows the heavy bag to do some of the work for training your kinetic chain, okay? Very, very, very important. So you're getting the bag going, right? Boom, moving it. And I'm going to get the bag going with a big swing, and I'm going to be chasing it with these big pendulum steps here as I'm stepping into the punches, right? Think I did a video on Bektamir. These are very, very similar punches. But this is just the beginning. I'm just getting the bag going. And now, as I get to the front foot, I'm going to be pendulum stepping and throwing a right hand and timing it at the end of its swing, okay? And now, as the bag goes back this way, I'm not going to move away from it or circle around it. I'm going to follow the bag, okay? This is very, very, very important. This is going to be your pendulum step backwards, okay? Now, as the bag goes this way, I'm going to control it. 1, 2, set up a big left hand. Boom. And I'm timing it at the end of the swing, right? And now the bag's going to go this way. I'm going to control it. I'm going to shift my weight to the front foot, and I'm going to give it a pendulum step. And I'm going to anticipate how far the bag is going to swing. I'm going to anticipate where I need to step. I'm going to be anticipating all of these things so that I can meet it with the perfect punch at the end of its swing. Okay? Now, there are many, many, many more things going on here than just punch technique and A and B and C, whatever. It's rhythm, it's timing. Again, boxing is a dance, okay? It's not a race. You're not chasing your opponent, right? You're setting them up. You're dancing with them. You're looking to put them in a compromised position. Here I am. I miss my pendulum step and I don't get to chase the bag. What does that look like, by the way, guys? Doesn't that kind of look like Keith Thurman's pendulum step on Manny Pacquiao? Now, what I want to point out here is that Keith Thurman doesn't chase the bag going forward, okay? He doesn't chase the bag going forward with this drill. He allows the bag to come back to him. What does that mean? Well, that definitely means that he also doesn't chase the bag going back this way to set up his pendulum step on the back foot to set up a left hook. Why is that important, okay? Well, we showed Manny Pacquiao going forward and landing the right cross and dropping Keith Thurman. And then we showed him landing the pull counter and going backwards, right? Landing the pull counter and the excellent 3-punch combination. So why does that matter? Well, that matters because Keith Thurman, when he gets pushed off of his line, he's going to be doing the same pendulum step off that Manny Pacquiao is doing going forward. So when he gets feinted, here he is. He's about to transfer his weight to the back foot. Here it is. His head is moving to the back foot. Terrible position. Why? Because he doesn't allow the heavy bag to chase him. He doesn't practice moving with the heavy bag. So when the heavy bag starts chasing you and it starts moving into your line, you're not ready to change positions into the correct position. So when Keith Thurman sees Manny Pacquiao coming here, he doesn't recognize what position he's supposed to be in because he doesn't practice pendulum stepping, as we see here, and then ending his weight on the front foot so that he can set a trap with the right hook right over the top of Manny Pacquiao's right cross, right? Or Keith Thurman's left hook, right? He doesn't. He winds up in a bad position, and he doesn't wind up making it into a correct position off his pendulum step, and he winds up getting caught all the way on the back foot. Again, this is a direct correlation to his theory on the stop the bag drill, okay? And how he doesn't actually use the bag and chase the bag when he's learning to use it. And again, only beginners hit standing heavy bags. Only beginners, okay? If your favorite online YouTube coach tells you, make sure the bag is standing still, don't let the bag move, it's because they suck, okay? I know those coaches. I know who they are. They don't know anything about striking. They don't know anything about developing power. They don't know anything about yada, yada, yada. But here's the thing, right? Keith Thurman does know about generating power. We do know that. But what we also know, is that he doesn't know anything very much about the pendulum step. As we can see very, very clearly, when he's chasing Manny Pacquiao, he's supposed to get all his weight on the front foot, and then shift forward and get a massive amount of lead foot dominance here, and then land his right hand. But we can see he shortcuts his pendulum step a ton and has absolutely no opportunity to land that punch. He doesn't even realize, number one, he doesn't even realize that it's going to be a pendulum step. He doesn't even realize that Manny Pacquiao is going to be pendulum stepping with him. And then, once he's here and he has to leave this position, he doesn't know how to pendulum step and fight going backwards, right? Because he doesn't wind up shifting his weight off the line and making it into the correct defensive positions on the back foot, there or here. And again, Manny Pacquiao does. He does practice fighting the heavy bag going forward. He does practice fighting the heavy bag going backwards. Again, only beginners hit standing heavy bags. And again, you're going to get the bag going, and the more you get it going, now I want you to pay attention to where I am in the floor here. I'm going to be getting a massive pendulum step here. I'm going to be covering 4 or 5 feet, okay? This is an excellent drill here, okay? That was like 4 feet, 3 feet. But I'm covering a ton of distance as I chase and catch the bag. Now, we're going to take a look at, this is one of my other favorite heavy bag drills. This is a heavy bag drill I teach in my pendulum boxing course. It's one of my favorite bag drills. Again, the bag never stops moving. I never stop moving. I'm constantly circling it, drawing my power into the bag, controlling the bag constantly, and learning to time my weight, learning to time the bag, learning to time the positions, learning to time my own weight management, right? You have to be doing everything correctly in order to not be falling off balance with the moving target, with getting your power in the bag. And now, a lot of coaches say that you don't want the bag swinging, you don't want this, you don't want that. But it's me controlling the bag, okay? I'm the one moving it. I can predict where the bag is going because I know how hard I'm hitting it. I know where the bag is going to go. I know where I'm going to go after I hit it. This is a routine, okay? None of this is wild or uneducated. All of this is practiced. I know exactly every move to this dance here, okay? I know exactly the rhythm of the bag. I know exactly what rhythm I'm fighting at. I know exactly what pace. I know exactly where I'm going, okay? So while people might think that this is a wild this or wild that, it's because of the fact that they've never done it and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They just don't know shit about boxing that they're going to say that you don't want to hit a swinging heavy bag. Again, this is one of the ultimate ways to learn speed and power and rhythm and timing and how to hit a moving target, but also how to move while you're hitting your opponents too. I will be doing a heavy bag video session and teaching how to build a heavy bag routine on YouTube. We're going to be going kind of slow, and then we're going to be building up to something similar to this. This is one of the drills that I like. We're not going to be doing exactly this drill. We're going to be doing a different kind of drill, but it will be kind of similar to this. But we're going to be kind of building up to it. It'll be a decent amount of web series or whatever. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys are looking for personalized boxing coaching, okay, one-on-one boxing coaching, I will make you videos to teach you about your technique, about how you can get better, drills to improve your heavy bag work, double in bag work, shadow boxing, double in bag work, all your work, right? Your jump rope, your heavy bag, your shadow boxing, I don't know what I said, your sparring, and I'll teach you to become a better fighter. I will teach you how to build the correct routines to make sure that you're getting the most out of your workouts. I'll teach you how to get the most out of your routines so that you learn the most amount of boxing while doing them. Because in spite of the fact that people say that you can't learn how to box hitting the heavy bag or this or that, I can teach you almost everything you think you need to know about boxing on the heavy bag. I can teach it, almost all of it to you, okay? You'll still eventually have to get in the ring and then see that I'm right and that I showed you, I prepared you. But using the heavy bag, I can prepare all your positions. I can teach you how to fight. So anyway, check it out. Or if you're looking for shadow boxing and you're looking for beginner boxing or shadow boxing routines to advanced, intermediate, to almost expert level. And I define expert level at a much higher level than the average coach. So you'll probably think it's expert level, but If you're looking for it, check out my Vimeo packages for shadow boxing, to teach you how to throw all your punches, to teach the body mechanics, the positions. Or if you're looking for actual, my expert level theory boxing is pendulum boxing. Think those big power punches that Canelo likes to throw. But I will teach you how to throw them with patterns. I will teach you how to throw them. I'll teach you drills to maximize your time and efficiency with those kinds of punches and maneuvers. So that, again, you get the most out of your workout, but these drills will also teach you the mechanics of how to fight. They are not just drills about punching. They're not just drills about body mechanics. They are drills about speed and power and body mechanics and teaching athleticism, while also teaching you all the places in your technique that you need to learn to fight. So if you're interested in all those things, or pad work drills, I have also pad work drills. Check them out in the description and in the comment section. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.